Hi, and welcome to the Home Video Emporium. I'm your host, my name is Brendan, and with this series what I hope to do is catalog my entire collection of home videos and determine which of these movies still belongs in the collection and which of these needs to maybe be purged and make way for some future titles. There's only so much room in the collection, there's only so much space. Today's episode, we are reviewing Paul Thomas Anderson's Magnolia from 1999. This is the New Line 2-disc Platinum series. 2 discs because DVDs couldn't handle as much space as Blu-rays. So we have the movie on one and we have the special features on the other. I was actually a little late to the game with Paul Thomas Anderson in this movie. For whatever reason, he didn't strike me as a filmmaker I would really get into, so I avoided his movies. I don't know. I really don't know why. They seemed like they would just not meld good with me. I really have no excuse. The first one I saw was There Will Be Blood and was completely blown away by it. And then I went back and rented Magnolia first on DVD and then purchased it shortly after. What struck out about him to me and what made me want to purchase the DVD in the first place was obviously you have a lot of tremendous actors doing great work. You have Tom Cruise, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Philip Baker Hall, William H. Macy, John C. Reilly, a whole group of great actors. Really, the performances are a bit heightened. Some of them are a little bit big, and operatic, but sometimes you like that. Sometimes you like long, big movies, and yes, this is a very long movie. I do love Philip Seymour Hoffman's, just the facial expressions he makes in this are so good. There's so many times where he's, not talking, but just making these expressions as he's watching TV or whatever. And it's just so good. He was just able to communicate so much by just doing facial expressions. I love Tom Cruise, big bravado, who, I don't know, maybe I didn't realize this until just revisiting it now, but I don't know if his look is supposed to look like Steven Seagal or something, but he's kind of giving away that with that little ponytail that he's got there. Julianne Moore, who's always great. I was kind of thinking about it, just revisiting this, that both Tom Cruise and Julianne Moore have never worked with Paul Thomas Anderson again. I really have no reason why. They're both tremendous. Julianne Moore also worked in Boogie Nights, and she was great in that too, so I don't know why. They just, the collaborations came to an end. As far as the special features on this, you get a Magnolia diary, which covers some of the end of pre-production to production and into the premiere. I don't know why. I also had a different, maybe Anderson, I've seen him recently and he's not quite as energetic as he is in this one. If you watch him in the pre-production, he's finicky, he's moving around, he's chain smoking the whole time. He's just, when he's like planning his shots, he's running back and forth doing all this stuff. And I just always pictured him much more mellow and kind of down to earth, but he's kind of all over the place. And you get a little kind of on-set interviews with Julianne Moore, with Philip Baker Hall, just talking about what they thought of the script. William H. Macy talks about Julianne Moore saying, "Oh, it's a great script, but it's so long." And she said it to Paul, and he went kind of crazy. And it's nothing, pro shot. It looks like it's just like a consumer camera, so it's not really super high end, but it's just it's just a camera there capturing everything, capturing true emotions. And you're seeing them build sets, have little diagrams of how the game show is going to look. So it's really good to look at behind the scenes. You also get some Frank T.J. Mackey stuff. You get his infomercial, which is great. You get some more stuff of his program, which this is really Tom Cruise, I think, at the height. You had this and Eyes Wide Shut back to back. And it really was, I think, maybe the most serious and dramatic that he ever got. He's done some good stuff since then, like Collateral, Last Samurai, where he's been able to show dramatic chops, but still in more of an action thriller way. But I think this was kind of at his peak, Tom Cruise. I will admit that when I got this, 2008, 2009, I believe is when I bought the DVD at a Borders bookstore. I watched it, a couple times a year when I first got it, and it has been a long, long time since I watched this, at least 15, 16 years probably. And I don't know why. I've watched longer movies since then. I've watched 3-hour movies, 4-hour movies, but this is not what I've come back to a lot. And I don't know what kept me away from it. It does feel like a long movie. There's a lot going on. A lot you need to keep up with, all the different characters. Anderson says in the special feature here that he wanted to not really separate, want all the lighting to look similar, want all the costumes to look similar, so it feels like you're watching one movie, not a whole, like six different movies that are all stitched to one. He wanted to feel big. I do enjoy the, I'm sorry about that, I don't know where my mind was going. But I do enjoy a lot of the more cathartic moments. The scene with Tom Cruise and his father is excellent. William H. Macy breaking down at the end and crying with John C. Reilly is really great. The frogs are interesting. He had that kind of late 90s kind of pop, kind of maybe alternative pop soundtrack, which, I could maybe could live without. But, but still, I think this really is a very good movie, despite what Kevin Smith may say. I do think that the special features are worth it. For now, this is not an easy keep rid of. I think there is a Blu-ray out there that you can get that's only one disc, but I really don't care. The DVD looks great. So as for now, this is staying. It's not an easy get rid of. But I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to talk. We're going to continue down the world of Paul Thomas Anderson. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and stay tuned. All right, thank you. That's a wrap.